The Alliance League semi-final double-headers are over. It's going to be Waterford and Limerick in the final. I'm joined here by Kilkenny's finest, Tommy Walsh. First of all, wearing your maroon Galway colours, but you pitched that Waterford would win today and you were right.
Yeah, I just felt they had a very strong league and they're really attacking and putting up high scores, and they proved that here today. They went down to 14 men with 15 minutes to go, and I think they outscored Galway something like 7 points to 2 in the next period. So a brilliant win for Waterford, and they're going far now to a league final against Limerick, and kind of a novelty league final really, because both of them will really go hell bent on winning that final and bringing back a national title. I think the last time Waterford won the league was one of Derek McGrath's first few years, and that was a major achievement. Like, there's not too many national titles you can win, so to win a league is a great honour and a great one to put on your CV. So I'm sure both teams, and Waterford especially, will be looking to win that.
It was interesting. I spoke to Michael Donoghue a few minutes ago and we were asking him how Joe Canning was. He went off, obviously looking quite injured, off on the stretcher, and he said he'd be interested to watch the game back to see some of the hits he got. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed, was there any hit in particular that you felt that, do you ever feel perhaps Joe Canning might be targeted by teams?
No, I think all the opposition forwards will be targeted by the defenders. That's just the nature of the game. Like, you don't want to give any forward that and soft, and like, looking at it myself, I didn't think there was too much in anything. Like, it was a physical game at times, and like when a forward is going through like that, like, you know, defenders trying to take the ball off him, sometimes he'll get a belt here and a belt there, and you know, the referee sometimes has to play advantage, because if you pull it back, the whole crowd is getting on, because there was a goal chance on, a realistic goal chance, and I think it was just a shoulder he took at the very end and came down awkwardly. I don't know, you might have heard that it might be his groin, or possibly could be his shoulder. So, you know, I thought it was a very fair and very honest game of hurling out there today, and I think the nature of hurling is you're going to get belts, and you give a few and you get a few, and you just kind of get on with it, you know. But I think the injury itself was more kind of a shoulder, and I think it could have been the fall on the ground maybe, or that, but we'll know more when we see it probably on television.
You say there, we give a few, we get a few belts. Back in the day when you were playing, and if you gave a belt, even if you meant it to be fair and then somebody ended up hurt, what's your thought process after that?
No, no one ever tries to hurt anyone. Like, you're trying to go for the ball. When I say you give a few belts, like, you're going for the ball, but you know, the nature of the game is so fast, and that, like, if your timing is off by a small fraction, like, you know, you can make contact with the body. So, you know, what I'm talking about is when you go for the ball, and that's what it looked like out there today. I thought it was a very, very fair game.
Yeah, and interestingly as well, Galway a man up, and it's like they couldn't cope, and once Waterford lost a man, they steered and steamed ahead. Galway just got stuck there. They didn't reply even with the score for a long time. So does that happen at that point? Is it because the team who are suddenly a man up just don't know how to handle it?
Yeah, well, there can be many factors in that, and sometimes when the game goes against you, you need a few your main players to step up and take the game by the scruff of the neck. And if you look at that Galway team sheet, like, Adrian Toohey isn't there. The whole full backline from last two All-Irelands isn't there. Adrian Toohey, Daithí Burke and John Hanbury. Go up the field, David Burke, you know, he's not back yet after last week's All-Ireland club final with St. Thomas's. Conor Cooney isn't back from St. Thomas's. Joseph Cooney is away. Like, we mightn't see him back, and you know, so they were missing a lot of players out there today. So maybe if they you know, go back to the drawing board, go back training, bring back, you know, their full strength panel, then you have guys to come on as subs and that, and you suddenly have a whole new look team. So I think Galway will have nothing to worry about. They went long period in the second half, but I'm sure they will work on that. Now, the game has changed, and I suppose Galway will be traditional team, get the ball, get it up to the forwards as fast as you can, but I think the key thing when you're doing that is you have to get it past the half back line, and it was hard to get it past the half back line in the second half of, you know, Tadhg de Burke. I thought was very, very good in his first day back, and I thought also Kevin Moran had an outstanding game.
Earlier in the day, Limerick obviously qualified for the final as well. It was, for the want of a better phrase, an interesting game to watch.
Yeah, it was, because it was more like football really, I suppose, for long periods, because there was so many bodies around the middle third. So it started off, I think it was Fergal Whiteley was named to start as corner forward, but I don't think he started, and they brought on one of their defenders, Shane Barrett. So when a defender is named before the start to replace a corner forward, you kind of know what way the game is heading. So Shane Barr went back into defence, and Dublin kind of started with a sweeper. So what it meant was then that there was loads and loads of bodies between the two 40s, and when a guy got up the ball, you know, there's 5 and 6 guys there to hold it up. So we saw a lot of rucks, a lot of kind of, you know, holding, a lot of this. So it wasn't the open game, I suppose, that we love. So that's why it was an interesting game. But I think the difference was the sheer class of Cian Lynch in that second half. Like, he took the game by the scruff of the neck and really led from the front, and he was up, he was back. And one of the highlights for me was his catch for the goal that he assisted for Seamus Flanagan. And I'm looking forward to seeing the Sunday game tonight, because it appeared to me that he caught the ball the opposite the way that a normal guy would catch the ball, like ourselves. He kind of put his hand the other way with the fingers facing down, and, you know, it was nearly like a claw really as such. And it was
the Cian claw move.
Yeah, maybe that's the new name on that, but absolutely majestic and worth the admission fee alone.
What kind of final do you think now we can look forward to?
I think we'll look forward to a fabulous final and a really outstanding, I'd say, attacking final, because I think when the two teams are let go at it, they will go at it. And I think we'll see a high scoring. I think it was 118 to 19 points the second game. I think we'll see definitely a high scoring 20s in the final, and really fit, really strong teams, and probably the two form teams really at the moment are in the final, and well deserved of it. And I think the most important thing is both of them will be going hung-ho for this national title.
Who's going to win it?
It's a bit too early to. I'll have to study the forms like Cheltenham. So I'll have to study the form. It's probably too early to say just yet. We'll have to see who comes out of it and what kind of injuries came out with today, and we'll know more later on the week.
Well, there's Tommy Walsh sitting on the fence here in Nolan Park. Thank you very much for your time, Tommy.
Okay,